Ladies and gentlemen, I have on the line with me Mr. Luca Meneghetti, the one and only, the Italian Stallone, as they call him. Record breaker and record holder in our student program, CMB, for the fastest $0 to $10,000 a month we've ever had. The man did it in 24 and a half days. Is that right?
Yeah.
24 and a half days.
7 hours to be precise.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I want you to tell everyone how old you are before we get into this interview, because you might just wait for this, right? The person watching, if you're watching this, your mind might just be about to be blown when you find out how old Luca is. It's pretty crazy.
Okay, actually, today I'm 16 years old and 5 months, actually.
16 and 5 months. Dude, I gotta think back to what the hell I was doing when I was 16. Like, besides, I don't know, jerking off and playing Halo. Not that much. I really wasn't up to much with my life. And so to literally be earning 6 figures a year as a copywriter, something most people never even achieve in their entire lives, let alone by 16 years old when you're still a full-time high school student. So that's kind of ridiculous, dude. That is kind of ridiculous. And obviously massive, massive props to you, man. Give yourself a massive pat on the back if you haven't already, because that's a hell of an achievement, man. Seriously. Seriously. So, dude, if you wouldn't mind maybe sharing a little bit of your backstory, kind of, so we can get to know you a little bit. Obviously, I know you're in Italy. Just kind of, just curious on if you've had any copywriting experience, before you came into this, or what your deal was with clients. Like, how did you even get into copywriting in the first place, at such a young age?
Yeah, so as every 16-year-old in quarantine, I was pretty much lost. Actually, my parents didn't lose their job. They were good. My family was good. Everyone was good. But there was something in me that wasn't in his place. Because you have to know that before even start getting into copywriting and basically discovering this business world, I was developing an app for a smartphone, basically, that was going to help students achieve their results without needing to crash their head to the wall because they didn't understand. So this was the initial idea. But then coronavirus came. Some dude in China ate a bat. So, yeah. Banks
in China ate a bat, and now the whole world is on a shutdown. Who could have predicted that for 2020? Not me.
Strong times. Yeah, basically, hard times creates a strong man. So I had to reinvent myself because banks weren't going to give me the money to create application servers, etc. So on my application, the project that I was working since I was 12, so 4 years of working, went on fire just because of a bat. So I started going around the internet, and then I suddenly came into the millionaire fast lane. And I can say pretty much that this book changed my life, because I started watching businesses advertising from another point of view, and I wanted to know more about advertising. That isn't something that advertising is something that no one basically speaks about, because there is this concept about advertising is bad, but actually it's not like this. So I started learning from Dan Pena, and suddenly, this is my sister. She's 7 years old, and actually I started learning from Dan Pena, and I came into high income copywriting. I started studying, but then I realized that this wasn't speaking about copywriting, but about mindset. And as I built a really strong mindset, at the same time, I wasn't learning copywriting in the right way. So I swapped Dan Pena with Stefan Georgi. So, Stefan is the best copywriter ever, basically. He closed 700 millions and something more.
Definitely up there. Yeah.
The last 3 years. And I started learning from him. I started learning from Ed Rai, our good friends. And I started putting together.
I love you, dude.
I started putting together all these informations, everything, and developing my own way of writing copy. But after, I think, 4 months of working for free for huge advertising activities, huge companies here in Italy, huge businesses here in Italy, some people in real estate, some people in trading that were making, everyone was making more than 100K per month with my copy. Actually, they weren't paying me at all. So I was kind of scared because there were my parents telling me, "Hey Luca, you're working for free since 4 months ago. You have to earn something. This is not good. You're working like 10 hours a day. Stop." And but I didn't want to stop, so I started looking for something more. I started thinking about what was my future looking if I continued working for free. And, this is not something you can do for a long period of time. This is time consuming, and this makes you feel lonely because you don't have the time to go out with your friends. I was basically closed in my home 24/7 working and studying, and that wasn't healthy at all. So then I suddenly came into your Facebook ad, and from the headline, I already decided that I was going to buy your product, because when you see something like oh, the freelancer life, and then but it's not like this, I was like, yeah, I know, I want to know more about this guy. So I started keeping up on you, on Ray, on even James, and I started asking for head Ray, of course, and I started asking, but you know Sean, what is Sean doing? And he basically told me, go for Sean, he's the best you can have. And I started chatting with you. I started asking Ray, actually, I think 1 month before joining or something like this, asking continuously, hey Ray, but what advice you give me if I'm going to buy CMB? How did you do it? And I think Ray was even mad because of me, because I was taking so much time. And actually, I bought CMB, putting out every single money I had. And here we are. Actually, I'm at 15K per month scaling because
15. That's unreal.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I'm at 15, and I'm trying to scale, but I had to take time off because 1 month ago I started school, and this isn't good at all because I'm losing like 6 hours of my day every single day for 6 days per week. So it's a lot of time. It's time consuming. So I went, I think, 2 weeks working 19 hours a day. So even more than what I was doing when I reached the goal, the record. And I had to slow down. In my mind crashed. But what I've done is going from 0 to 10K per month in 24 days, working 21 hours every day, sleeping 50 minutes per night for almost 3 weeks.
How are you still alive?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Insane. Wow,
it really
dude.
wasn't good for my body, but yeah, I'm starting keeping up with good. I'm trying to build a real schedule and time managing, because when you have to hit a goal, when you want it so bad, there is no such opportunity in your life to do it. So I went for it no matter what it takes. I was sending tons of DMs every day with my little Instagram profile, like 300 followers or something like this. I was sending emails. I was contacting people. I was basically using everything I had to reach the goal. And actually, eventually, I've done it. I don't know how. I don't know why. Hard work pays. So, yeah, that's my story.
Dude, that is a hell of a story. Wow. I had no idea about the sleeping 1 hour a night thing for 3 weeks. Oh, that's so crazy. I know how hell-bent you were on beating Ray's record when you came in. Just to backtrack before we talk about Ray's record, to give everyone a bit of context. So to make sure I've got this right. So essentially you came into this, first basically stumbled upon the copywriting industry through Dan Locke, because you're originally trying to develop an app. and Corona hit, and that thwarted your plans. And you're like, okay, I can't do that anymore. So then, of course, you come across Dan Lok on the internet because he is everywhere on the internet. And I'm guessing it was like his Dan on Demand or something like that. Maybe that got you into the world of copywriting. Did you buy one of his programs like HIC or something? Or what was that first step?
Okay, so actually I DM'd Ray, and I asked him for showing me the course because I had no money because I was starting from zero.
Yeah.
I invested everything in this fucking app and it never came to life. So yeah, I had to ask to Ed, and Edward, fortunately, gave me some pretty good advice and told me, yeah, just go online and try to find some courses for free that can teach you copywriting. So then I bought the high ticket closing and the high income copywriting courses because there was this friend of mine that wanted the course, and I told him, yeah, just buy it from me, don't spend so much. So
one of those dodgy resellers reselling Dan's courses. You're like, all right,
yeah, and that's
$10 HTC or something.
Yeah, sorry then if you're watching.
Okay.
This, but I had to get the money to CMB, and that's how I got it.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Okay. So went through those programs. This is pretty good. You learned some great stuff. Then you stumbled upon Justin Goff and Stefan Georgi. Is that right? And you're like, oh, these guys really know what they're talking about when it comes to copywriting. They certainly do. I would say Justin and Stefan are probably top 3 copywriters in the world. I would say those two and Craig Clemens that I know of. I mean, there's probably some other incredible copywriting wizard out there right now. Several of them, but in my opinion, definitely top 3 or top 5 in the world. Those 3 guys. So basically, hung out in their Facebook group. Did you buy any trainings or anything from them, or were you basically just trying to smash as many of these free courses as you could find to try and learn copy for free? Were you basically like joining everyone's email lists and studying their emails and looking at their sales pages and studying sales pages, maybe going through like swipe.co, that kind of stuff to try and learn copywriting?
Okay, so actually, I've been handwriting emails for the past. So I was getting and stacking, and then I handwritten them 2 times every day for 2 hours. And then I was handwriting other pieces of copy from swiped.co and these websites for swipe files. And I was putting together all this information in this Facebook group called Justin and Stefan Talks Copy. So their Facebook group, they are giving lots of value for free. There were the weekly calls and everything else. So it's all for free. And I learned it without paying a dime, actually. So this was pretty good for my age.
Wow. So you were spending basically every free second you had outside of school, just like handwriting, sales letters, emails, sales pages, landing pages, like everything you can get your hands on, and posting it for feedback in these Facebook groups, talking to people, studying stuff, basically just like fully obsessing, just jumping straight into the world of copywriting head first and just devouring like everything you could find, basically.
Yeah. It went like this. Exactly.
So this only started, would you say like straight after the pandemic? So only like March, April, May this year, or something like that, when you first even heard the word copywriting and first started and first got into this?
Yeah. Actually, in March.
March, okay, yeah. So March, April, May, like what, 7 months ago? Something like that. 7 months ago, you didn't even know like the word.
7 months.
You didn't even know copywriting existed. And now you're making, what, 15 grand a month as a copywriter. That's nuts. Wow, man. That's insane. That's so impressive. Okay, so you go through those programs. You are pretty confident by this stage in your skills. You're getting good feedback from maybe Justin and Stefan and the other people in the group. And you're continuously, working on your craft every single day like a savage for 7 months straight. And then one day, this guy right here pops up on your newsfeed. Was that the really long form ad that you saw?
Yeah.
And you're like, who's this guy?
But actually, I loved the way you was writing copy. And then some emails came from you. Your emails came to my email address. And actually, I started collecting them. And I started writing your emails too. So, yeah. I started learning from you, learning from everyone else. And then I bought your course because it was too good to not buy it.
Yes. I I mean, I'm a little bit biased, but I do agree with that statement. Yeah, so we had a chat about, CMB. I told you about the new case study program we were doing. You joined us in that. Somehow managed to scrape the money together. I'm still not sure where you got that from. Was that just basically your life savings, like Christmas money and all that? Because I'm assuming you didn't, you don't have a job or anything. So was that just
Yeah, I didn't have a job, but
all the pocket money you've ever saved up in your whole life? You're like, CME, let's go.
No, actually, I managed to upsell some things that I had here on my desk that I wasn't using. Something that was useful, but I wasn't using them, so I sold them. And then I worked 5 hours per day for free until they started paying me $4 for €3 actually per hour. And they were assuming I was working 3 hours per week. So I was actually working so much, but getting paid €15 per week. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, I do remember you saying that you actually struggled to get clients even for free. This is before CMB, because people just wouldn't take you seriously because of your age. Is that right?
Yeah. People, when you say I'm 16 years old, there are two different reactions. The first one is, God damn, you are 16 years old and you are yet here. You are here is the best one, the worst one. And you can get lots of people actually in the business world, they are like this. And when you tell them I'm 16, they are like, wait, what the fuck? You can't have the experience to actually work with me. So they basically shut down the phone. They say, okay, you are not going to work with me. And it went like this, I think a couple of thousands of times. Even when I was getting clients with CMB. But with CMB, I was getting real clients. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't, but so you're basically even offering to do free trials, that kind of thing. Hey, I'll write, a week's worth of emails for you for free, that kind of thing, which is usually a pretty irresistible offer because they have nothing to lose. And still everyone was like, kid, you're 16, get out of here, you can't help me. And yeah, that's nuts. Wow, man. Yeah, so then we told you about the new case study program we were doing. And for those of you guys that don't know, that are watching this, basically we have this record, which for the last year has not been broken. The record is fastest $0 to $10,000 a month. It's like a little challenge I set. If you can beat the record we've had for fastest 0 to 10K a month, you actually get the entire program for free. And that's kind of the guarantee that we have, along with eternal bragging rights, of course. And for a year now, that record has been held by Ray Pang, who came in, smashed James's old record, rated it in 31 days, which truthfully was ridiculously impressive. Ray also had zero idea about copywriting when he first joined. So he was actually learning copywriting and learning how to get clients at the same time, all within 31 days, which is just mind-blowing. And I truthfully never thought that record would ever get broken. And this man proved me wrong. So you had decided from the second you joined, you were like, I am going to beat Ray's record or I'm going to die trying. Is that right?
Yeah. That was pretty much it. Just to make you have an idea, within the first 4 days after I joined the CMB, I already watched all the bonuses, all the courses, and I think something 100 hours of content. So yeah, that's why I was sleeping news tonight.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so for those of you guys watching, the course is 10 weeks long, and each week's module is not short. These are hours. They're minimum 3 or 4 hours, up to 5 or 6 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
Yeah. And we have a bunch of bonuses and extra things. We have recorded Q&A calls and all that kind of thing. So it usually takes at least 3 months to go through the full thing, properly, and make sure you're implementing as you go, so on and so forth. You're saying you did the whole thing, start to finish, smashed it out in 4 days.
Yeah, something like this. I think 4 days and a half. Yeah.
That is insane. That's crazy, man. So I remember seeing your post and you were like, I think you announced it on the first day in the Facebook group. You're like, just so everyone knows, Ray, I'm coming for that record. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to be the guy. Yeah. I'm going to be the one. We've had so many people come in and say that, and no one has managed to actually do it. They come in, they say, oh, I'm going to beat Ray's record. I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to be the guy. I've heard it so many times. I'm like, here we go again. Just some other kid thinking he's going to beat Ray's record. And then I was actually with Ray on, we were celebrating him hitting 7 figures, actually, hitting the big million mark. Yeah. We hired a Ferrari for the day. We hired for my dad, actually, for Father's Day. We were just driving around the Gold Coast, having a great old time. And then I see your post in the Facebook group, and it's like, guys, I did it. I hit it, 10K a month. And you're like 24 days, 7 hours and 56 minutes or something. Like the exact time. You're like, here's all the screenshots, here's all the paychecks. This client's worth this much. This one's worth this much. He paid me that much. And yeah, the video that you posted in there as well. And I was like, wow, you actually did. I was like, surely that can't be right. I was like, you got to send your screenshots and photos over to Georgina. Like, we have to verify that. But lo and behold, shit, you actually did it. That's so crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah. Because actually, man, when I started, I was watching the Facebook group too. And I've seen so much people, as you was telling, that were saying, okay, I'm going to beat the record. And then I watched it after 30, 50, 60 days. And they were like, okay, I'm struggling with X, Y, Z. And then I started removing X, Y, Z from the list. So I started solving the problems before I even had them. So that's how I started thinking. And then I think in Tuesday, for the first Q&A call at the Italian time, I was asking tons of questions to Ray and you. And I was basically never missing anything until I was actually having calls with clients and I wasn't able to join. But even there, like the Q&A call is my crucial time, so I can't miss them, even today. So, yeah, this is the first thing. And actually, the second one is you and Ray gives to everyone that joins CMBA a real blueprint, something that is step by step how to reach 10K per month, and even more, in less than 1 year. So, yeah, Ray basically in 9 months got to 7 figures or something like this. So he's giving us, you are giving us the exact blueprint about how to do it. But everyone goes into the group and thinks, okay, I'm different. I can beat Ray's record, but I have to do it by myself. But man, you bought the course for the strategies, not for doing it by yourself. Exactly. So lots of people are like this. They go, okay, I have to do it with my own hands. I have to go here and start digging to find the holy secret about how to get rich. But it's not like this. So I started listening to you and to Ray. And man, when I started watching and seeing the whole world of CMB and seeing the blueprint, I was, how no one managed to get to break this record in 1 year? There is the exact blueprint, goddamn. So it's actually easier than you think. So if you're watching this and you are thinking about beating my record, just try, but don't think you can do it by yourself. There is Sean that's going to help you, so just use him.
I don't think it's going to be easy either. It might sound fun.
Yeah, it's not easy. No one told me it's easy.
So how hard this man worked. Yeah, and I want to point out as well that when Ray first joined, the calls were actually live back then. I'm planning on doing another live season soon. But there was no like recordings that he could just go and watch all 10 weeks in 4 days. That wasn't an option because he was on there live and it was only week to week. So we only had the first 4 weeks, obviously, within the first 30 days. And, he didn't have obviously the Q&A calls with himself that we do now. And, the twice a week Q&A calls, the specific Q&A calls for the people in Europe and the UK that we have now. He didn't have the dozens and dozens and dozens of posts in the Facebook group from, the CMB students and clients in the fam that have gone out and signed clients and actually, posted in the Facebook group, say, hey guys, sign a client. This is how I did it. He didn't have like that same database that you did. And so, it is a little bit surprising. You're right that no one's managed to beat it, but still, I don't want to take away from your achievement because that's still ridiculously impressive.
But yeah, I have to say that you and Ray played a really big role into getting to this record because I was able to get to 10K in, I think, 3 weeks, so 24 days. I think less more, sorry. I was able to get to 10K in 14 days. But actually, this work that was offered me, it was 6K per month. but working full time, and I wasn't going to accept it. So actually, I did it not for the record, but for myself, because that's how you do it, for yourself, not for beating records or for earning money. It's up to you, man. So it's up to everyone else. No, it's up to you. So I managed to do it. I repeat, I don't know how, but I work as much as I can, putting in these hours, and eventually I got to breaking the record.
Yeah, that's it exactly, man. It's even if you managed to do it in 14 days because you took on the full-time gig, now it's like you have a full-time job, you're a full-time high school student, and you have other clients on the side. That, I don't know about you, but that does not sound manageable to me. So like, yeah, it's one thing to hit 10K, but you got to maintain that level of income every single month, and also your sanity, and your health and all that stuff. You can't let the rest of your life completely deteriorate just for the sake of making 10 grand a month, Otherwise, it's like you're just a high paid slave at that rate, So
yeah, just to start thinking as your client thinks. So when you start getting these clients, just set a guideline. So I'm not going to work for you 40 hours per week only because you are my first client. So let's make this clear. And yeah, that's how I'm working. I think 6 hours per day, actually, right now, and studying a lot more time, but not going crazy, because I set the guidelines for every single client I got.
Yeah. So super important to manage those
actually, there is some passive. There is, yeah. And of course, they have to match the client budget. So you're not going to build something crazy for $200. That's not something I'm going to do it. I've done it in the past, but not now. And I hope that I'm not going to do it for the rest of my life, because it's bad.
It's madness. Dude, pure madness. You are one of a kind, my friend. Dude, I'm actually just curious. When you joined CMB and you smashed, 12 weeks of content basically in 4 days. I'm just curious, what was your favorite part about our program and our systems and our tools out of everything that we have going on, like from the one-on-one help or the weekly Q&A calls, the Facebook group, the community, the actual lessons themselves, the strategies, like out of everything that you had access to, what would you say was kind of the most useful, the most helpful thing, and the thing that really moved the needle the most in, going from unable to get clients for free to 15 grand a month as a freelance copywriter? That's a pretty huge difference.
Okay, so actually the first thing that helped me was, of course, the audience. And by audience, that I'm going to impress. I mean, all the people that are working with me, with like-minded, working to reach my goal. And it's not only my goal, but it's the goal of everyone else. So they are going to help you, even if you are not going to help them, because you are going to help them unconsciously when you reach the goal, because this is something they can use for advertising for themselves, they can use for motivation. And this is something so valuable that you can't even put a tag price, because it's something literally you can't buy it. You have to, when you have this kind of community, you can only use this community to your higher good. You have to be the best because of the community. And this is the first thing. And actually, there is something more. And they are the Q&A call. For every single mastermind, every single course that I bought, I eventually found only in your course, Q&A course, someone that's going to explain you one-on-one and trying to solve your problems. Because when you're buying a course, you are not buying only the information, but information, when they are not applied, they are not worth a dime. So having the information and having this Q&A that helped me understand all I learned in 4 days actually helped me learning and eventually using them to my higher good. Because without it, I was not going to use these 4 days of incredible and super focused studying. This was not going to help me otherwise. So Q&A and of course the community and you, Ashon Ferres.
So the whole complete package basically works in synergy. And I think a really smart idea that I heard from you before as well, and something that helped you accomplish what you did so quickly, was actually utilizing, this is something most people, they don't do enough, is utilizing the basically archives of success that we've developed over 2 years, in that you basically just went through the Facebook group, right? And you looked for every post where someone posted a boom that they got a client. And when they talked about how they did it, you were like, okay, that strategy works, that strategy works, that strategy works. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And kind of just basically put together your own clear blueprint for success as a freelancer to land those clients.
Yeah. You have to watch what people have done before to actually know what you're going to do. Story helps. So yeah, I used it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, success leaves clues. Why reinvent the wheel when, hey, like the winning blueprints to exactly what works, it's not hiding. It's sitting out in front of you in plain sight. I think it's more true in this industry, in the marketing industry and digital marketing industry especially, than any other industry, because the ads that are working are the ones that you see everywhere because they have a huge budget behind them because they're working and they're profitable. The best sales pages, same deal with them. They'll be the ones raking in millions and millions and millions. The best emails, you know what to look for. You can tell, what's good and what's crap. And it's not hiding. It's just sitting right in front of you. And for you to model, and I'm not going to say steal, but, model the framework, model the winning principles that go into it, and take some of those elements and plug them into your own copy and your own stuff you have going on. And that's like, it's such a simple thing, such a simple, obvious idea, but just a lot of people kind of just forget that, hey, the best stuff out there in the world is actually right in front of you for you to learn from.
Yeah. And actually, after that's something you don't even know because, I never told this in public. So now I'm working with people like Brian Kurz, like Dan Kennedy, like even Stefan Georgi in person, only because of my hard work. Because when you are working that much, people start recognizing you, even if you don't want them to recognize you. Because there is no way I'm going to work with Dan Kennedy, but actually I'm writing copy for him and for Brian.
That's crazy.
So,
dude, Dan Kennedy is like one of the godfathers of digital marketing, and to some extent, not copywriting, but I mean, he was an incredible copywriter. So that's quite an honor. That's a very big honor. I'm curious to hear, how did the thing with Dan Kennedy happen? So essentially, you met him at a live event in Italy. Is that right?
Yeah. So actually, there was this live event with Italian people. And after the event, I started speaking with the creators. And they are like this huge agency of 10 millions per year in Italy with copywriting. And they told me, oh, you are 16, you have to work with us. They gave me everything, basically. And I also paid for something, like for a couple of courses. And then I started working with them, and with their agency, and with Dan Kennedy, ultimately selling his books in Italy. Even the same for Brian, of course.
Interesting. So you basically walked up to Dan Kennedy at the event. Like, did you just introduce yourself to him? Did someone introduce you guys to each other? Or how did you even meet him in the first place? How did you go from strangers to like working together? That's really interesting.
So the agency is not of Dan Kennedy, but we have this agreement with Dan that we are selling his books, his courses in Italy. So Dan was not at the event because of Corona, but they basically told me, okay, if you want to sell these books from Dan, just write the ad and send them to us. Basically they started using my ads and they performed really well, and I started working with them and with Dan Kennedy in person.
Gotcha. So they had kind of almost like a challenge, like, hey, see if you can, open challenge all these copywriters. If you can beat our control and sell the most of Dan's books, then you can, then we'll hire you and you can work with us. And you're like, all right, watch this. wrote a few ads, sent them the ads. They tested the ads. Your ads worked better than the ads they were running before. And boom, lo and behold, working with Dan Kennedy, that's gangster. And then he got on a call with you as well.
Yeah, of course.
Which is a huge achievement, by the way, because as we know, as I talked about in CMB, Dan Kennedy has clients that pay him $100,000 a year. And if they want to get on the phone with Dan Kennedy, these are guys who are paying Dan $100,000 a year to learn from Dan. If they want to get on the phone with him, they have to send a fax to his secretary in Cleveland, who then once a week forwards them all to Dan at his head office in, I think secretary somewhere else, Dan's in Cleveland or whatever, I forgot the order, basically once a week, and then they'll set up your schedule, their appointment, to have, your 5-10 minute phone call with Dan Kennedy anywhere from a week to like 3 months from now. So, dude, to get on the phone with that man is no easy feat.
Yeah. I name dropped my friends that are actually into his membership. So an OBS, the one that costs 120 grand per year. So yeah, I name dropped them, and I think his secretary responded, answered to my message, and then we have done this quick call. But as you know, he hates Zoom and everything else, so over the phone. Yeah, like the old good times.
Old fashioned. That's the way, dude. That's really, really cool. That's really insane. I'm just like, I'm more proud of you and more inspired. Every time I hear every time I hear a story, every time I hear a new boom, like every time we talk and catch up, it's like you've just conquered some new milestone. It's crazy, man. Like honestly, I'm literally, I can't even imagine where you're going to be like 12 months from now. It's blowing my mind.
Yeah, and they start recognizing you even if you don't want to. So, guys, if you're watching this, just put in these hours and start working for your future, because you don't have to be good with the others. You have to be good with yourself. When you're going to die, what are you going to have written in your place? What are you going to do to make your life extraordinary? In my situation was working like a madman, 14 hours per day from 20 hours per day, something like this, for 1 month, even more, to put in these hours and work. And don't jerk off if you are a 16-year-old.
Yeah, for sure, man. That is brilliant, eloquently put. That, I mean, hey, dude, it's like at the end of the day, we only got one life. We only got one shot at this. Why not make it legendary? Why not make it the absolute best that we can? Rather than just a good life or a great life, like let's live freaking legendary life, and really see how far I can take this, And I think a lot of people look at, hitting 6 figures, even 7 figures as kind of like a really long-term thing, as like, it'll happen one day, it'll happen eventually. And it's kind of, especially with everything that's happening with the pandemic, is a lot of people looking at this coronavirus thing and they're like, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? It just kind of seems like a never-ending slog of just same shit day in, day out, and we don't know when it's going to end. And that's largely true for the most part. But the way I'm viewing this whole pandemic and the way that I'm handling it is basically like, whilst the world's largely closed and I can't travel, I can't go out and have fun, I can't go to parties and clubs and all that normal stuff, is that I'm just like, well, dude, I may as well just buckle down, get literally 2 years of work done this year. And then if this happens again next year, then 2 years of work done next year as well. Like, let's just make 5 years of progress in the next, 18 months. And when I come out of this, I'm going to be like light years ahead of where I was before. Like, just literally sneak up on everyone, on all the competition in business and music and everything. And like, just really just work my ass off while there's not much else to do. And enjoy afterwards, of course. I can go travel, you can go traveling for months when the world opens up again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think another thing that people need to realize is that, so many people are viewing this pandemic as kind of like, we need to kind of like sit like, ostriches with our head in the sand and just kind of, wait for the, the hurricane to blow over, so to speak. It's like everyone's running downstairs into their bomb shelters and they're just like, all right, just sit here in the fetal position and like wait till it's over. And you're like, no, man, like, come on, open your eyes, dude. I mean, there's literally, I've said this 400 times, but I'll say it again. There's literally never been a better time in human history to be a copywriter, to be a chat closer, to be a phone closer, to be a social media agent, a media buyer. All of these digital marketing skills are in hotter demand now, right now, than they've ever been ever before in history. Every single business in the world is moving online if they weren't already online. And who do those people need? They need copywriters. They need chat closers. They need social media people. They need phone closers. They need media buyers. They need people to build their funnels, people to build their websites. Like all of these skills that were already hugely popular and very important it's only amplified it. And I truly believe that this pandemic has almost been a blessing in disguise it has been a blessing in disguise for our particular industry. And I think we're very fortunate, but it's something that a lot of people just don't realize. They're playing defense when actually now is the time to be playing offense and really going as hard as you can on, getting as many clients as you can and growing your freelance business, growing your digital marketing business.
As I was telling you, hard times create strong men.
That's right. Pressure creates diamonds, baby. That's what up.
Yeah.
Dude, this has been massively valuable and insightful. I learned so much just then that I didn't even know before, it's been so crazy. Like the sleeping 1 hour a day thing, man, I have no idea how that's even possible. I feel like trash if I sleep less than like 6 hours.
I was feeling like trash, by the way.
For 3 weeks. Oh man, not even like touring DJs have to suffer that much sleep deficit. That's literally crazy. Final question that I have before I let you go is, let's say, for someone watching this and they're maybe potentially thinking about joining CMB or, learning a little bit more about what we do, who would you recommend CMB to? Who would you say it's for? And maybe who would you say it's, not for?
Okay, so in this situation, in this particular moment, CMB is for people that are really hungry, that are wanting to eat their future as much as they are seeing their future today and they want it today. They don't want to wait 10 years to make it real. This is the first type of person. Then CMB is also for people that are drowning literally into this sea of people, of competitors, of copywriters or whatever it is. You are drowning right now, and if you want something more, then CMB is for you. It's not like the normal, you want something more, you want more money, just join my program and you will be rich. But if you join and you work hard, you are willing to put in these hours to work hard, then CMB is for you, because it's going to change you, basically your whole life. You have the instruments, you only have to put in hours. And lots of people in CMB aren't putting in so much hours because they are really done. One time you do it, it's done. Stop. You can do whatever you want. But if you're going to put in hours and you want to really change your life and you don't want to wait years, then CMB is for you. But CMB is not for you if you want the normal life, like going to Bora Bora, traveling, going to Mykonos, but not working. And basically having it for free. This is not going to help you. Even if you pay $10,000 for someone, he's not going to help you make this dream come true, because you have to make it by your own. You have to start digging with your bare hands until you get to where you want to be, but you have to do it. You can't pay someone else to do it for you. So this is the type of person that is not going to get help from CMB.
Yeah, completely agree there. It's not like, pay, you join, and then miraculously overnight, you're making six figures. Like, you will, of course, have to put in the work. You have to implement the strategies that we teach. Nothing's going to work without implementing. Having said that, of course, we are going to hold your hand every step of the way and guide you through the proven process that we've used to send dozens, honestly, at this point, of freelancers to 10K a month and beyond. Like Luca said, all the systems are right there. You just need to, jump in metaphorically. Very cool.
Of course.
Dude, I want you to finish the sentence quickly, actually. I almost didn't join CMB because...
Okay. I remember this from Ray's interview, of course. So I was not going to join CMB probably because of my environment. I think I wasn't ready at all for CMB because there were my parents telling me, "Oh, you don't have to pay people to give you information. There is no one in the world that's going to give you something for lots of money. They are going to keep the money and don't give you the information." So I
That's
had
scam.
all my environment was telling me to not do it. But when you feel it from your heart, from here, you have only to do it. So I felt from here, from my heart, that you was basically my solution. And then yeah, I joined it. I made a jump of faith, but I needed to do it because look at me right now. I'm still a 16-year-old, but I'm not the same as 2 months ago, actually.
Dude, yeah. That's truly incredible. Looking forward to the future, if you had to quickly summarize, what are Luca's plans for the future? What does the next 12 months, 24 months, 5, 10 years hold for you? What's the big picture? Like, we hit 10K, now what? What's next?
Okay, 10K is not the end. It's only the starting point, as always.
Yeah.
So my next goal is to go to beat Ray again, once again, and
For the 7-figure mark.
yeah, be the second 7-figure guy in CMB, and actually do it in 137 days from now, because until my birthday, so I want to be the youngest millionaire in the earth. So actually, within the 4th of April 2021, I want to be 7 figures. If I do it before, that's good. It's always good. But my goal is this. Even if I'm not going to reach this goal, but I'm trying to my best every single day to reach it. Just trying to sleep a bit more. But I'm
Sleep's
trying
important as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Sleep is important. Don't do like me if you're watching this. So
Do as he says, not as he does.
okay. Actually, my goal is to go from 10K to 100K in this period of time, just to being able to start new businesses, start to invest here in Italy and in the rest of the world. Because once I learned that investing in yourself and in the others is the only thing you can really do with your money. It's not about being rich, having a yacht, going around with your Ferrari. It's good, it's beautiful, but it's not the real point. The real point is to invest every single day in your businesses and in everyone else. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's why I'm at only 14K per month, because if I want to scale, I have to invest and just wait for the interest for everything to grow, and that's what I'm doing. Investing for my future, for reaching another record.
My friend, you are wise beyond your years. There are 16-year-olds like you that just don't exist, and so it's dude, it's truly been an honor to work with you, man, and to get the results that you did get. But like, given how far you've come in 1 month, I have zero doubt that you're going to be, well, you're pretty much almost already at 20K, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm pretty confident you're going to beat Ray to 7 figures as well in less than 12 months. And
just trying to.
I mean, dude, literally millionaire by 17. Let's say we do that. The world, dude, I mean, the world's your oyster at that point. Like, holy crap, where are you going to be when you're 20, 25, 30, 40? Like, it's insane.
Oh yeah, my next goal is to go to Mars with Elon Musk. So,
dude, one of my goals actually is to have a rave on the moon, like throw a dance music festival on the moon, like under a giant glass dome. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll both have to partner up with Elon Musk on that one.
Yeah. We have to do it, man.
He's a popular man. We got to make it happen. Very cool.
Our next goal together.
Dude, I want to thank you today for your time, for jumping on this call with me. Really, really appreciate it. I know you're a super busy man, even busier than me by the sounds of things, with full-time high school, all these clients. I don't know how the hell you manage it, but very, very impressive. So for the person watching, if this has been useful for you, which I really, really hope it has, if you want to see and learn a little bit to see how our systems could potentially help you as well, just click the button below or just go to seanferris.com/case study and we'll see if we can put together a plan for you, just like we've done for Luca. Luca, thank you so much, man. It's been an honor talking to you today. Ciao. We'll see you soon, dude.
Ciao.